What is up, guys? Welcome to another Warframe video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing off my Valkyr Prime builds. There's going to be two in today's video. One is a Hysteria build, with also using Paralysis, as well as Warcry, just kind of a mixed build for just general use of Valkyr. Then the second one is more for a Naramon user. Obviously whenever you get a critical hit with a melee weapon, you'll be invisible for 10 seconds. Very useful for that, because obviously whilst you're out of Hysteria you're going to be taking quite a lot of damage. But on the first build, as you can see, just using Hysteria, it's very good, does a crap ton of damage. However, the one benefit of not using Hysteria for using a Galatine in the next build, obviously the superior range, you'll be able to hit more enemies at once, because as you can see, Hysteria, very close quarters, so that is a problem. As well as the energy drain can be quite intensive, so you might have to come out of the ability quite a lot. If you're in a survival or whatever. But moving on to the second build, this is the one I'm a personal fan of. This is just using Warcry to speed up the attack speed of your melee weapon, and then as you can see, that Galatine is spinning insanely fast, and obviously very useful, because you can take out groups of enemies very quickly. And this is my favourite, like I said, because of the superior range, as well as it's a lot easier to keep your energy up if you don't have, say, an Arcane Energize or something like that. But moving into the build, this is the first one. We're obviously running Steel Charge, this is to increase your melee damage. Then we're running Energy Conversion, Transient Fortitude, and Power Drift. This is just to increase the power strength, so Hysteria does more damage. As well as Warcry does a bit more faster melee damage, as well as your armor increase. Then we're running Eternal War, which is pretty much the best augment for Valkyr. And this would basically do, whenever you get a kill whilst using Warcry up, it will give you an additional 2 seconds to the ability, which is affected by duration. So what you can do is you can slap on a ton of duration on there, and this will get up, so you can actually keep it up for the entire duration of the mission in case there's nullifiers or whatever. Then we're running Prime Continuity and Narrow-Minded. This is just to stop the drain on the ability a little bit, combined with Streamline, which does the exact same thing pretty much. And then the Prime Flow, it's basically just there so that you can keep up the ability for longer. And the great thing about this build is, firstly, that it can do a crap ton of damage like you saw, as well as it's very versatile. You can pretty much use any of the abilities and it'll be fine. Whereas on the second build, like you're seeing right now, this is again using Steel Charge and many of the same mods. Except this time, we're running a Transient Fortitude, a Blind Rage, an Energy Conversion, an Intensify, and a Power Drift. That is absolutely every strength mod, except from Growing Power. However, I prefer a Steel Charge over a Growing Power. Then we have a Stretch. This is just to add a bit more range if you want to give your allies the buff, sorry. Eternal War, so you can keep it up for longer, obviously. Enemy Sense, this is kind of a strange one, but you can swap this out for like a Streamline or a Coaction Drift or something like that. This is basically used so the enemies can see you from further away, and you can see the enemies from further away in the survivals, so that you can keep up the life support for longer. And then, Narrow-Minded, this is to also increase the duration so that Eternal War's actually like usable, because if the duration isn't high enough, yes, it will stay up for longer, but you won't be able to keep it up for the entire duration of the mission because you just can't kill fast enough. But that's about it, guys, and peace.